Welcome to Screen Hollywood, the home of movie news and entertainment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
What's up, movie fans, and welcome back to Screen Hollywood. I'm your host, Adam. If you're new here, what are you waiting for? Join the Hollywood family and hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and hype button. And bookmark and subscribe to our international news website at screenhollywood.com. For over 2 decades, the tomb has been sealed. The book has been closed. We thought the adventure was over. But some legends are too powerful to stay buried. Folks, this is the one. The news we have all been waiting for. The comeback we have all been dreaming of. After years of rumors and false starts, it is official. Universal Pictures is opening the book once more. The Mummy 4 is officially happening. And it's not a reboot. It's not a remake. It is the real deal, with the 2 people who made this franchise an immortal classic. Brendan Fraser is back as Rick O'Connell, and Rachel Weisz is back as Evelyn Carnahan. This is not just another sequel. This is a cultural event in the making. So today, we are going to break down this incredible news, dive into what the story could be, and discuss why the studio is betting big on this, and why the triumphant return of one of Hollywood's most beloved actors makes this the most feel-good blockbuster of the decade. Let's get right into the glorious details because this is everything we could have hoped for. The new film has an official release date of May 19th, 2028. The Dream Team is back in front of the camera, with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz having officially closed their deals to return. And behind the camera, we have the brilliant filmmaking duo of Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, the team known as Radio Silence. These are the guys who perfectly blended horror, comedy, and action with Ready or Not and the new Scream films. They are the perfect choice to recapture that magical, adventurous, and slightly terrifying tone of the original films. And most importantly, this will be a direct sequel to The Mummy Returns, completely ignoring the 3rd film. They are getting back to the timeline and the characters we love. We know both Brendan and Rachel are incredibly excited to return. This isn't just a paycheck for them. For years, Brendan Fraser has said he would only come back if the concept was right, if it had the heart, and most importantly, the fun that made the originals so special. The fact that he has signed on, that Rachel Weisz has signed on, that directors of this caliber have signed on, tells me they have finally cracked the code. They have found the right story, a story worthy of these iconic characters. Now, with the 2 leads locked in, there is one crucial, indispensable piece of this puzzle that is still missing, and I will not rest until we have confirmation. I am talking, of course, about the return of Oded Fehr as the warrior, the protector, the absolute legend, Ardith Bay. As of now, there has been no confirmation of his return, and I believe this would be a catastrophic mistake. Ardith Bay is part of the soul of the Mummy franchise. He wasn't just a side character, he was the spiritual and wise guide. He was the badass wingman for Rick and Evie. He was the connective tissue to the ancient lore, the man who understood the stakes in a way no one else could. The dynamic between him, Rick, and Evie was a cornerstone of the first 2 films. To make a true sequel without him would feel incomplete. He is essential, and I am publicly calling on the studio right now. Do the right thing. Bring back Ardith Bay. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. May 19th, 2028? That seems like a lifetime away. But I am here to tell you that from a production standpoint, it is not far away at all. And this long runway is actually the best possible news for the quality of the film. Think about the scale of a Mummy movie. They have to finalize a perfect script that does justice to a 25-year time jump. They have to complete the casting, not just for a potential adult Alex O'Connell, but for a whole new roster of supporting characters and a terrifying new villain. Then comes the biggest challenge: locations. The Mummy movies are always shot in stunning, exotic, and often difficult to access locations. The scouting, the permits, the logistics of moving a massive Hollywood crew to the deserts of Morocco or the jungles of South America takes an immense amount of time and budget. This isn't a movie you can shoot on a soundstage in Atlanta. The world is a character in these films, and it takes years to plan that kind of global production. This 2028 release date tells me they are taking their time to do it right. And that brings me to the budget. Screen Hollywood has been advised by a very reliable source that the budget for this new Mummy film is going to be massive. And I believe this will be completely warranted. Why? For two very important reasons. First, The Mummy is a deeply, deeply beloved franchise by millions of people all across the world. The studio knows this. This isn't a risky, unknown property. This is a cinematic icon with a built-in, multi-generational audience that is starved for a true continuation. But the second and more powerful reason is the man himself, Brendan Fraser. The Brenaissance is real, and it is a box office force. Brendan has had a huge, triumphant resurgence in his career, and his fan base is back to what it was in his heyday, if not even more passionate. As most of you know, he had a terrible, heartbreaking 10 years leading up to his comeback. He has bravely spoken about his struggles with mental health and depression, and most tragically, he was blacklisted from Hollywood for years after becoming a victim of sexual assault and having the courage to speak up about it. The poor guy has been to hell and back, and the fans' hearts bleed for him. We have collectively watched his journey, we have cheered for his Oscar win, and we are fiercely, fiercely loyal to him. I am delighted that things are looking so positive for him now, and the studio knows that the goodwill and the love for Brendan Fraser right now is a priceless commodity. They know that audiences will show up in droves to support him in his most iconic role. That is why they are willing to invest a massive budget. They know this movie is more than just a blockbuster. It's a celebration of a triumphant comeback. So, with all of that in place, what could the story be? While details are being kept under wraps, the 25-year time jump gives us some incredible possibilities. The most obvious and exciting path forward is to focus on the next generation. Alex O'Connell, the adventurous son of Rick and Evie, would now be in his early 30s. Has he followed in his parents' footsteps? Is he a reckless treasure hunter like his father, or a brilliant, detail-oriented scholar like his mother? I can easily see a story where Alex, on his own adventure, awakens a new, even more ancient evil, forcing his legendary parents out of a comfortable retirement for one last ride. This would be the perfect passing the torch narrative, allowing Rick and Evie to act as seasoned, badass mentors, while a new, charismatic young actor takes on the bulk of the action. It would honor the legacy while setting up a new future for the franchise. The villain would have to be something truly epic. Not just another mummy, but perhaps a different, forgotten Egyptian god. Or maybe a rival secret society that wants to weaponize the power of the ancient world. The possibilities are endless, but the core will remain the same: the thrilling adventure and the unbeatable family dynamic of the O'Connells. This is the best possible version of this news. The right cast, the right directors, the right timeline, and a massive budget to do it all justice. This is a project born out of genuine love for the franchise and for its beloved star. The adventure is back, and I, for one, could not be more excited. But what do you think? Are you as hyped as I am for The Mummy 4? What do you want to see in the story, and who is your dream casting for an adult Alex O'Connell? And do you agree with me that Ardith Bay absolutely must return? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Screen Hollywood, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. I'm Adam, and I'll see you at the movies.